Hello friends, hope you're all doing well today. We're going to take a look at some thoughts shared by John A. Saraf, founder of a multi-million-dollar company and author of several personal development books, some of which have been New York Times bestsellers. When people aim for success, we often assume they're starting from a low point and trying to move upward. So they work harder, read more, attend more seminars, and try to improve their performance through conscious effort, discipline, and willpower. But what most people don't realize is that there's a mechanism in the brain that says, you've been grinding for 3, 4, maybe even 7 days. You've used a lot of mental energy and willpower, and now you're exhausted. Time to return to your comfort zone. In this state, the brain starts to sow doubt. It makes you procrastinate, rationalize everything, and build logical excuses to convince yourself you can't succeed, all to pull you back to your familiar comfort zone. And that's exactly what happens. For those who've been doing the same thing for years, that work has now become their comfort zone, and their brain is locked into that setting. Now, when they feel dissatisfied with their situation, their brain wants change. So they tell themselves things like, wake up earlier, read this book, attend that seminar, network more, work harder. But ultimately, they return to the comfort zone they're used to. I call this the thermostat effect. Many people focus so much on hard work, thinking it will shift the thermostat, but it doesn't work that way. Let me give you another example. Imagine you're on a beautiful yacht with some friends. Maybe it's 50 or even 70 feet long. You set the autopilot and the boat starts moving north. But you actually want to go west. So someone takes the wheel and turns it 30 or 40 degrees to the left. The boat starts turning and then they let go of the wheel. But remember, the autopilot is still active. The boat slowly but surely returns to the preset north direction. Someone else comes along and says, we're not trying to go north, we want to go east. Again, they steer the boat 30 or 40 degrees to the right. Seems like it's working. But once they go back to doing other things and release the wheel, the autopilot once again takes over and the boat goes right back to where it was heading before. Why does this happen? Because both boats and planes have an autopilot system. And more importantly, so do humans. We call it the subconscious mind. Whenever any life change goes against the thoughts, emotions, or beliefs held by the subconscious, a built-in mechanism called the error detection system kicks in. It's like the brain says, error, error, revert to default settings, and everything gets pulled back to the way it was before. This is why, when someone suddenly starts making a lot more money, they quickly drop back to their previous income level. A person dates someone who's out of their league. The relationship often falls apart. Someone loses 15 kilos and feels amazing, but the weight comes right back. A person lands a big new job or a huge promotion that they're not used to, and they end up underperforming or losing motivation. So, how do you actually control the subconscious? Here's the truth. Every day, your mind absorbs tons of information. Some of it becomes part of your conscious mind, stuff you remember. But the rest is discarded and settles into your subconscious. The subconscious doesn't form in a mystical or spiritual way. It's simply made up of all the information you thought you forgot. So the best way to shape and train your subconscious is to be extremely mindful of your mental inputs. That means, don't engage in meaningless conversations. Avoid consuming low-value content. Don't listen to noise that doesn't serve you. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. If you enjoyed this type of content, definitely check out the Subconscious playlist. Also, don't forget, we have an amazing fitness channel called Iranomidum. I'll leave the link in the description. Be sure to check that one out too. Wishing you all the best. Stay successful.